The Church of Satan was established at the Black House in San Francisco, California on April 30th, 1966. The Church of Satan promotes itself as the only authentic representation of Satanism. People commonly confuse this religion with the Satanic Temple, which was created after the Church of Satan. The Church of Satan rejects the legitimacy of any other organizations who claim to be Satanists. The Church of Satan is an international organization founded by Anton LaVey. LaVey was a former carnival worker. In his work environment, he absorbed a variety of occult and ritual magic teachings over the years. He incorporated what he learned into his religion, the Church of Satan. LaVey kept this religion public as he wanted to recruit as many people as he could. He hosted many rituals and was featured on the news multiple times as the religion was beginning. Satanism is a self-centered religion. They believe in becoming the best version of yourself. Key beliefs of Satanism. The Church of Satan believes that God and Satan are not external entities, but rather projections of an individual's own personality. Many people can be quick to believe that the Church of Satan worships Satan, although this is not true. Satanists do not worship the devil, they are atheists. Atheists see the universe as being indifferent to them, and so all morals and values are subjective human constructs. The purpose of being a Satanist is to be self-centered with yourself, as you are the most important person or the god of the subjective universe, so Satanists may sometimes worship themselves. The high priest of the Church of Satan, Priest Gilmore, calls this step moving forward from being atheist to being I-theist. Satan, or the devil, is used as a symbol of pride, liberty, and individualism. Satan serves as an external, metaphorical projection of one's highest personal potential. It is important to understand that the Church of Satan does not believe in the devil as a person or a being. Sacred times. Unlike most churches and religions, the Church of Satan does not have set activities, meetings, or contacts. They are not that type of religion. A new member is to come to the religion, ideally with his own goals and plans for achieving them. A new member is to present these goals, and then the church will direct them in a way that will be most mutually beneficial. The Church of Satan is not looking for people who join and want the church to put on a show, take them by the hand, introduce them to their new friends, tell them what time to show up for weekly gatherings, and what to wear. The Church of Satan's gatherings are very exclusive, as people tend to joke and judge their religion, so I could not find much on them, although I did find a couple of significant days they celebrate in the religion. Since Satanism is a self-centered religion, the most sacred time would be one's birthday, which requires no ritual but should be spent doing something the Satanists would enjoy. Although there is no pressure or requirement to celebrate this, as in this religion, people are to do what is best for them. Satanists embrace nature, so some other sacred times for them are seasonal turning points, marked by the equinoxes and solstices. These dates may vary from year to year. An example of one of these sacred times is April 30th, and it is called Walpurgisnacht. It is the spring climax and the anniversary of the founding of the Church of Satan, and is generally a very sacred time. October 31st, or Halloween, marks the fall climax. This may be celebrated as a time when one's inner self might be explored through the use of costume. Some may even recall those of importance in one's life that have passed. Although the Church of Satan does not have many specific sacred times, it is extremely important to note at the end of the day, it is the choice of the Satanists on what they celebrate and what they consider sacred. These are just a few of the most popular ones. Scripture of the Church of Satan. In 1969, the Satanic Bible was released by LaVey. In this book, he began to codify Satanism to the world. The Satanic Bible in the past was referred to as the Satanic Rituals, the Devil's Notebook, and Satan Speaks. Most religions, in this case Catholicism, did not begin with a book. The Bible came later on. The religion began with Jesus, who then gathered others around him as followers. As the group formed, ideas formulated about their beliefs, and they decided what words they'll use to describe themselves and their deities. Things that are in the Bible were originally written on papyrus scrolls. Then the Big Book came later on and was translated and argumented. Different versions have appeared, and people interpret it differently. The Satanic Bible was not created in this way. It was born of both inspiration and necessity. It incorporates rituals already used in the church and philosophy that was being expressed in the media or in articles. The difference between these two Bibles is that the Satanic Bible was created from the same source, which is the mind of Anton LaVey. The Satanic Bible consists of the ideas that had been created to exercise this philosophy that were brought together to write what would become the foundation of the Satanic religion and history's most influential book on Satanism. The Satanic Bible is not considered to be sacred scripture in the way that the Catholic Bible is to Catholicism. The Church of Satan regards it as an authoritative text, as it is a contemporary text that has attained from the scripture status. It highlights the virtues of exploring one's own nature and instincts. Community of the Church of Satan. The Church of Satan does not hold any sort of official or large-scale event. The church simply does not operate like that. Although this isn't to say that the Church of Satan members have never got together in person. The Church of Satan will gather at group rituals, weddings, funerals, screenings of films created by Satanists, Church of Satan affiliated art shows, music performances, parties for Radio Free Satan, and members' birthday celebrations. Although Satanism as a religion does not require group gatherings, the Church of Satan is simply not one of those religions where people regularly meet up for services every week like Catholicism. Satanism isn't a religion for people who need to be led by the hand, so it would be silly to have a strict schedule for weekly events. Although sometimes Satanists do meet up to converse and talk about the Church of Satan religion, but this is by choice. The Church of Satan Sacred Spaces. As of now, the Church of Satan does not have an actual church building because that would be against their individualist approach to living. For a brief time, Anton LaVey used his own house in San Francisco as the church headquarters, where he would perform sacred rituals. Now the church is based in New York, and its headquarters is not open to visitors as it is extremely exclusive and very sacred. In the past, the Church of Satan had grottos, or local chapters, but these were banished after they were deemed unnecessary. When events or rituals are held, they are extremely private as they want to keep the little space they have as sacred to them as possible. As time went on, members have now begun to make their own place for rituals in their homes. This would make sense as the religion is self-centered, so what you create for yourself should be extremely sacred to the religion. The Church of Satan is a worldwide organization, and the central administration office is currently in Hudson Valley, although it is not open to the public. Symbolism in the Church of Satan. While looking at symbols, it is important to note that a Satanist is free to employ any symbols which they feel have meaning to them. One of the biggest symbols in the Church of Satan is the Sigil of Baphomet. It is the official symbol of the Church of Satan. The first appearance of the Sigil of Baphomet appeared on the cover of the Satanic Mass LP in 1968, and later on it was the cover of the Satanic Bible in 1969. The sigil has been referred to as the material pentagram, representational of the carnality and earthly principles. The Church describes the symbol as the preeminent visual distillation of the philosophy of Satanism. The reverse cross is often seen in Christianity as symbolic of St. Peter, since legend states he was crucified upside down by his own request. Literature has long despised anyone who has embraced Satan, so Satanists began to reject Jesus as having embraced the reverse cross as symbolic of that act. The inverted pentagram symbolizes Baphomet and the religion of the Church of Satan as a whole. Actions of the Church of Satan. Rituals are big actions for the Church of Satan, although it is important to note that they should be used as a tool, and the use is not to be forced on any members. There are 3 types of rituals: sex ritual, compassion of nature ritual, and motivating force is that of destruction ritual. A sex ritual is commonly known as a love charm or spell. The compassionate nature ritual or sentimental ritual is performed for the purpose of helping others or helping oneself. The ritual could be used for health, domestic happiness, business activities, and material success. These are a few of the situations covered in compassion rituals. The motivating force is that of destruction ritual is used for anger, annoyance, or plain hate. The ritual is known as a hex, curse, or destroying agent. Satanic rituals are comparable to Catholics going to Mass. A satanic ritual is a Satanist version of Mass. Here are some of the specific actions in a satanic ritual. Number 1, the person performing a ritual stands facing the altar and the symbol of Baphomet throughout the ritual, except when other positions are specifically indicated. Number 2, the altar should be against the wall. Whenever the words Shem, Ham, Forash, and Hail Satan are spoken by the person acting as a priest, the other participants will repeat words after him. The gong is struck following the other participants' response, Hail Satan. This action is very similar to one Catholics do in church. 6. Drinking from the chalice. This action is also one Catholics do, as some choose to drink wine from the chalice during communion. These are just some of the actions that make up a satanic ritual. Before I get into comparing Catholicism and Satanism, I want to do a brief overview of Catholicism. Catholicism is a monotheistic religion that believes in God. Sacred spaces consist of the Church and the Vatican. An example of an action in Catholicism would be the 7 sacraments. Every Sunday, the community gets together in local churches to pray to God as one. Sacred times consist of the many holidays such as Christmas, Easter, Palm Sunday, and Shrove Tuesday. Although there is much more to the religion, this is just a brief overview. Something I have found during my research is that the Church of Satan has little to no information on it. It is extremely exclusive, whereas Catholicism has tons of information and is very open to the public. Catholicism and Satanism compared. Similarities. Both religions are against the rules of each religion. Both have Bibles. Both help us be a better person. Both promote the idea of becoming a good person. Catholicism has an anthropocentric philosophy and Satanism an ecocentric philosophy. In Catholicism, we don't have freedom of expression, but Satanism says that everyone can say what they want. Catholics believe in God as a creator, and people of Satanism believe God and Satan are role models. All Satanists have their own point of view, as the religion talks about more freedom and rebellion. Catholics change the mind of a person to become a good person to society, and Satanism changes the mind of a person to become a better person to the nature world. Satanism gives you the knowledge to change in the real world, and Catholicism gives you stories to learn about the mistakes from other people to apply to your life. Satanism is a self-centered religion. Catholicism is a monotheistic religion, meaning they believe in one God. Although there are some similarities between these two religions, there are many differences. This is why I believe these two are in constant disagreement.